All right, so picture this. You're 70,000 light years from home.
Oh, wow.
You know, supplies are getting low.
Yeah.
And the hope of seeing, like, familiar faces again feels like just a distant dream.
Right.
And suddenly a distress call cuts through the void.
Okay.
But here's the thing. The ship calling for help is saying that you're the one in trouble.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a really bizarre welcome that Voyager received from the Sicarians.
Interesting.
And what followed was an almost unbelievable offer.
Okay.
Like a haven.
Yeah.
A true chance to rest and resupply after their journey so far.
Right.
We're talking beautiful alien architecture, advanced technology that seems straight out of science fiction.
Yeah.
Even the prospect of new culinary delights.
Oh, nice.
The Neelix.
Yeah, Neelix would be happy about that.
Yeah, and their leader, Gath. He really lays on the charm.
Okay.
Even offering Captain Janeway a gown woven from moonlight flower petals.
Wow,
It sounds idyllic, doesn't it?
It does sound pretty good, yeah.
But, deep down, when something seems this perfect,
Yeah.
there's usually a twist.
Usually, yeah, there's got to be something else going on.
So that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Okay.
This deep dive unpacks Voyager's encounter with the Sicarians.
Right.
And we're going to be drawing on logs from the episode Prime Factors.
All right, cool.
And we're going to explore this seemingly utopian society and the choices that Janeway, and by extension, you would face when an unbelievable opportunity comes with some very tightly held strings attached.
Yeah, I like it.
We'll use these logs to really get into the nuances of navigating, vastly different cultures, understanding alien legal systems, and that powerful, ever-present drive to get home no matter the cost.
Yeah, what's so fascinating about this is just the immediate psychological impact this would have on a crew like Voyager's. They've been through so much,
Right.
Countless dangers and setbacks.
Yeah.
So this subtle appearance of what seems to be like a benevolent and technologically advanced society
Right.
would just be such a powerful allure.
Exactly.
It speaks to that fundamental human desire for respite, for a moment of peace, in the face of adversity. And could that desire perhaps cloud their judgment?
That is the big question here.
Yeah.
It's a classic narrative setup, isn't it?
It is.
The seemingly generous stranger offering an irresistible shortcut.
Yeah. I mean, our sources, they paint the Sicarians as sophisticated and gracious.
Right.
That there's that underlying sense of mystery.
Yeah.
Like a feeling that not everything is as it appears.
Exactly.
And even that little detail about the moonlight flower petal dress.
Yeah.
It adds this layer of almost ethereal charm.
Right.
Which makes their subsequent actions all the more intriguing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And those first impressions were overwhelmingly positive.
Right.
Imagine stepping onto that beautiful plaza.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing the atmospheric sensor that also functions as like a minimalist harp.
Wow.
It tells you so much about their civilization.
Right.
This seamless blend of, technological prowess and artistic sensibility.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then there's Ensign Kim's encounter with Udana.
Right. Right.
It wasn't just a casual demonstration of some gadget.
No.
It highlighted something truly central to Sicarian culture.
Okay.
The importance they place on personal stories.
Interesting.
And not just as entertainment,
Yeah.
but as something deeply meaningful and integral to their understanding of the world.
I see.
Remember when Udana asks Kim for permission to share his story?
Yeah.
That's a huge insight right there.
That is really interesting.
I think that emphasis on stories offers a really fascinating point of contrast with the Federation's more, protocol-driven, empirically focused approach.
I see. Yeah.
It suggests a culture that values, individual experience and narrative as a way of building knowledge and connection. This difference in fundamental values is going to be crucial as we consider the potential for misunderstandings down the line.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
But the moment that truly shifts everything, the real aha that makes you sit up and take notice, is when Udana takes Ensign Kim to Alastria.
Oh, wow.
40,000 light years away.
Yeah.
In an instant, via this incredible spatial trajectory.
That's amazing.
Suddenly, the Sicarians aren't just a hospitable culture offering an ice break.
Right.
They possess technology that could fundamentally alter Voyager's decades-long journey home.
Exactly. The introduction of that spatial trajector acts as a massive catalyst.
Right.
It instantly raises the stakes and sharpens Voyager's, primary objective, which is getting back to Federation space into just crystal clarity. Yeah. And the sheer distance that Kim travels just underscores the immense potential of this technology for a ship, stranded so far from home.
All right, so let's unpack what happens next.
Okay.
Ensign Kim, understandably excited by his little trip, quickly realizes the implications.
Yeah.
This spatial trajector could shave decades off their journey.
Right.
But then comes the unexpected roadblock.
Uh-oh.
Gath absolutely refuses to share the technology.
Well, why?
His reasoning is a strict canon of laws that prevents this powerful technology from falling into the wrong hands.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
So right here we have this core conflict laid bare.
Yeah.
Voyager's desperate need colliding head-on with deeply ingrained Sikaris principles.
That's rough.
This refusal is a pivotal moment.
It is.
Because it forces Captain Janeway and the crew to confront a very familiar dilemma.
Okay.
But from a completely reversed perspective.
Interesting.
They're usually the ones bound by the Prime Directive.
Right.
The Starfleet principle of non-interference.
Yeah, of course.
But now they find themselves on the receiving end of a similar restriction. And it's their needs that are being denied.
Wow.
And Janeway, being the principled Starfleet captain that she is, finds herself in an incredibly difficult position.
Yeah.
The logs detail her internal struggle and the discussion she has with her senior officers. They grapple with the Prime Directive and their own Starfleet ideals.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
There's significant irony here.
Yeah.
With Voyager being told no, based on a policy of non-interference.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just for folks who may not know, the Prime Directive is Starfleet's guiding principle of non-interference in the internal affairs of other species.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
The logs reveal the crew's differing opinions starting to surface.
Oh.
Particularly Torres' growing impatience.
Yeah, she does not have a lot of patience.
It really makes you consider the weight of such ethical decisions when the survival of your crew is hanging in the balance.
Right, when you're 70,000 light years from home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a long way.
So this situation really highlights that tension between idealism and pragmatism.
Yeah.
Janeway is deeply committed to upholding Starfleet's ethical framework.
Right.
But she also bears the immense responsibility for the morale and the ultimate safe return of her crew.
Yeah, of course.
And the diverse reactions within the crew. From Kim's initial optimism to Doris's frustration.
Right.
Underscores the very human element in these ethical debates.
Oh, sure.
So what's their next move?
Well, what do?
They start brainstorming.
Okay.
Trying to find a way forward.
Right.
Stories are clearly important to the Sicarians.
Yeah.
So the idea comes up. What if they offered the entire Federation library as a trade?
Oh, wow. The whole thing.
Janeway, the diplomat, attempts to negotiate with Gath.
Okay.
But as you look at the logs, a picture starts to emerge of his hospitality becoming increasingly insincere.
Uh-oh.
He seems far more captivated by, fleeting pleasures.
Oh, really?
By novelties like that piece of pedestrian fabric.
I'm interested.
Than by truly understanding or addressing Voyager's situation.
Wow.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Janeway begins to see through the facade.
Oh.
She realizes that Gath's initial warmth wasn't about genuine altruism. It was more about his own amusement. His own desire for something new and interesting.
Yeah.
That realization leads to her rather abrupt decision to leave.
Oh, wow.
This is a critical turning point, I think.
Yeah.
In Janeway's understanding of the Sicarian character and their society.
Right.
Gath's preoccupation with, these transient sensory experiences. And his apparent inability to grasp the profound and enduring nature of Voyager's desire to return home.
Right.
Reveals a fundamental cultural chasm.
That's a big difference, yeah.
His offer of hospitality, which initially seemed like a lifeline, is ultimately exposed as self-serving, driven by this craving for novelty rather than genuine empathy or a sense of shared humanity.
Oh, that's got to be disappointing for them.
It is, and leads to a truly desperate act.
Okay.
Fueled by that intense longing to get home.
Yeah.
Seska, Torres, and Carrie decide to take matters into their own hands.
Oh, no.
Jared O'Tell, an associate of Gath's, sees an opportunity. He's willing to secretly trade the trajector technology for the Federation library.
Wow.
Completely bypassing official channels.
Interesting.
They try to activate the device in secret and bam!
What happened?
It all goes catastrophically wrong.
Oh, no.
A warp core breach occurs with anti-neutrinos playing this unexpected and destructive role.
Anti-neutrinos, huh?
Yeah, it turns out the trajector isn't simply plug-and-play compatible with Federation technology.
Oh, right.
What's particularly illuminating here, I think, is this element of unintended consequences.
Yeah. That often arises when dealing with alien technologies. Their desperation to seize this potential shortcut blinds them to the inherent risks and the fundamental differences in the operational principles of the Sicarian technology.
Right.
The fact that antineutrinos are interacting unexpectedly with Voyager systems highlights a basic incompatibility in their respective scientific understandings. And the logs reveal a crucial detail.
Okay.
The trajector isn't a standalone device.
Oh.
It relies on a planetary-scale amplifier embedded within Sikaris itself. Almost like a massive power source or focusing array.
Really?
Think of it like a Wi-Fi signal that only works when you're within range of the router.
Right.
A very, very large and planetary router.
So massive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Once Voyager leaves orbit, the trajector is essentially useless.
Oh, wow.
This underscores the immense complexity of adapting alien technology without a complete and thorough understanding of its underlying infrastructure.
It wasn't just a matter of finding the right interface.
Right.
The Sicarian technology was intrinsically linked to their planet's unique geological and possibly even subatomic structure.
Yeah.
And the fallout from this unauthorized attempt is significant.
Okay.
Torres, to her credit, steps forward and takes responsibility for her actions.
Good for her.
But then comes a surprising revelation.
What's that?
Tuvok confesses that he was the one who initially facilitated the exchange for the trajector matrix.
Tuvok.
Janeway is understandably deeply disappointed by these breaches of protocol. But given their isolated situation and the need to maintain a functional crew, she has to make some incredibly difficult decisions.
Of course.
Ultimately, she reaffirms those core Starfleet principles.
Yeah.
Even when they are light years away from Federation support and facing seemingly insurmountable odds.
That's a tough spot.
It really brings home the vital importance of those values, even in the most extreme circumstances.
Tuvok's actions in this situation are particularly insightful.
Yeah.
They reveal the depth of his commitment to Janeway and the crew's well-being.
Yeah.
Even if his typically logical approach leads him down a path that seemingly contradicts his usual strict adherence to Starfleet regulations.
Right.
And Janeway's response is equally crucial.
Yeah.
She needs to maintain order and uphold the integrity of Starfleet's ethical code, but she also recognizes the underlying motivations behind Tuvok's actions.
Yeah.
A desire to get his crew home. It's a complex interplay of duty ethics and the extraordinary pressures of their long and perilous journey.
So as we conclude this deep dive into Voyager's encounter with the Sicarians, what are the key insights for you to take away?
Well,
Firstly, the profound complexities inherent in cross-cultural interactions.
Yeah.
What appears to be generosity can mask self-interest.
Right.
A deep understanding of differing values is absolutely essential when navigating alien societies.
I think that's a good lesson. Yeah.
Secondly, the immense weight of ethical decision-making, particularly when facing desperate circumstances, and the allure of a significant reward. And thirdly, the often unforeseen and potentially insurmountable challenges that can arise when attempting to adapt alien technology.
Yeah.
Without a comprehensive understanding of its fundamental workings.
Right.
Like the Sicarian trajector's reliance on their planet.
Yeah. Who would thought their warp drive shortcut was so localized?
Exactly. And this leads to a really important question for you to ponder.
Okay.
Imagine yourself in a similar predicament, facing the very real possibility of drastically reducing a long and difficult journey, but potentially compromising your deeply held principles, or engaging in ethically ambiguous actions.
Okay.
What would you ultimately choose?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Would the immense potential reward of reaching your destination outweigh the ethical cost of the actions required to get there?
Tough one.
It's a dilemma that transcends the fictional world of Star Trek.
It does.
And touches upon fundamental aspects of human nature and decision-making in the face of adversity.
For sure.
Think about the lasting implications of Voyager's interaction with the Sicarians.
Okay.
What did they really learn about the true meaning of hospitality? And how critical is it to remain steadfast in your values, even when you are so far removed from everything familiar?
Right.
maybe this deep dive will inspire you to reflect on other instances in literature history or even your own life where similar ethical tightropes were walked and what the ultimate consequences were.
That's something to think about.
It's certainly a powerful reminder as we navigate our own journeys wherever they might lead.
I agree with that.
It's been great.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Really enjoyed it.
Me too.